Hi there, savewith.crypto here. Okay, so I'm going to do another challenge. I know I did this before with $200. This time I'm doing it with about $2,000. The reason for that is it makes it worthwhile, to be honest. Doing stuff for $200, I suppose it's a bit of fun to sort of see if you can, get your head around trading and all that kind of thing. But to me, I don't know, I made stupid decisions because the amounts of money weren't enough to care about. And I think in the past it's all gone pretty bad, really. So with 2,000, my idea was to have $2,000, but not do $2,000 trades. To do trades that are like a few $100 or something along those lines. I mean, at the moment, I've got two trades going on. There's one is Bitcoin short that I started off last night. Let's just have a look at that one. These are on ByBit, of course. So this one here, very, very small position. It was only $60 involved in this. It's a 5x short, which is, quite a modest trade, isn't it? And I got in at this price here, 25,938. We're currently down at 25,670. And I've actually put a stop loss now, 3% in profit at 25,781. So at the moment, it's nearly 5% in profit. It's only $3. You know what I mean? It's just I want to start slowly and then kind of, build up when I get a bit more confidence. I have had my confidence knocked a little bit. That's what I'm doing there. I saw XRP do a big dump this morning as well, and I decided to go long on that because I saw some prices that I hadn't seen for a while. But in fact, it actually went lower. So the price I got in there was about 48 cents. And it's down to about 47.3 at the moment. So down a little bit. I don't have any XRP in my ByBit account, so I'm trading that with USDT. So we're doing derivative trading here, so you don't have to own the actual underlying asset. What I've got here is USDT and Bitcoin. This one uses Bitcoin in an inverse perpetual, and this one uses USDT in a USDT perpetual. And the XRP, I'm doing this with 3x leverage, and to be honest, 3x is actually quite high for XRP. Really, look at using something like 1.5 or 2x, because really you get these spikes with XRP, and if you've got something like 10x, it'll just wipe you out, and that'll be your trade gone and your money gone. And so don't do that. Unless you really know what you're doing, of course, and in which case do. But I don't. And that's the whole point about this. I'm not a brilliant trader, so don't follow everything I do. The idea here is to show you how ByBit works, show you what I'm doing, try and show you the way I'm thinking. And if you have comments on that, you can comment on it. And you can do that in these Telegram groups. Now this one here is the announcement Telegram channel I've got. Now here you can't comment on this. It's just purely for me to say what I'm doing. And if you want to get into this, then just go to savewith.crypto.org/TG and you'll get into the Telegram group. If you want to have a chat about things, you can go to the pinned message at the top and you'll see the instructions on how to get into the group where you can have a little chat with everyone. And this is called Save with Crypto Club, and this is where we can have a chat about things. I'm not posting everything, what I'm doing in here, because it will get mixed up with everyone else's message. So that's why the announcements are in this one, and the discussions can be here. Now, I did learn quite a lot in the past from other people, which is great, so that's good. If you want to post charts or anything like that in here, you're more than welcome to. The only thing I ask is you don't post crappy memes, because I really hate them, and also don't show your own stuff, and don't scam anyone. So the rules over there are pretty simple. But yeah, to get started, savewithcrypto.org/TG, okay? So what are we doing? Okay, so far the Bitcoin trade's going okay. I think this might go down a bit more this afternoon when the market's open in a couple of hours. But at the moment, it's okay. If it goes back up in price, it doesn't matter. I just take 3% profit and then look for the next trade. The XRP one is down quite a bit. But I'll show you in a moment why I'm thinking that XRP might go up. Now, generally, what I'm doing all my trading on ByBit. If you look at my assets in the derivatives account, right, which is where I'm doing all the trading. So I'm basically got, if we hide all the zero balances, so I've basically got USDT, which is worth about $1,745 at the moment. And I've got some Bitcoin worth about $242 at the moment. Okay, so it adds up to like nearly $2,000. So that's what I'm starting off with. So generally, I'll be using the Bitcoin to trade against itself. So Bitcoin USD derivatives. And I'll be using USDT for trading altcoins that I don't want to own. Or I may choose to do Bitcoin maybe when I'm shorting it, because I always like to short with USDT. Because if you believe the price is going down, you don't want to be holding Bitcoin if you think it's going down in price. You know, you want to have the USDT ready to buy when it goes back up again. So that's the thinking there. So generally, all the trading's happening on ByBit. All my charting and, you know, getting an idea of stuff is happening on TradingView. So I basically do my analysis on TradingView. I get ideas from TradingView, and then I put the trades into ByBit. TradingView is free. I don't use the free version because the ads get on my tits, and also I think you can only have like 2 indicators. And now there are various indicators I use, and I'll show you them now. And there are some settings that I do change as well. I'll just show you this one first. You don't need it. This one is called WaveEdge by Team Underground. This is Thomas from Team Underground's indicator, and this is kind of useful because it does show some amazing things when you're on like higher time frames, like say the weekly. So if we look here, so for example, these green crosses indicate a trend reversal, which actually means we're looking at a trend reversal now. So hopefully, you know, we'll see some upward movement in the next few months. These green triangles, very strong signals indicating whale activity. These quite often result in quite a reasonable pump. You know, this one here, for example, this went up, you know, 17%. And then this one here, if you'd have caught this one, you know, that's going up from here, and that went up 100%. So that's a really good indicator. That isn't free though. If you want it, you can go to savewith.crypto.org/WaveEdge, and you can get the best price for it there. But it actually isn't one I use all the time. It's one I refer to quite often, but I don't use it as part of my daily thing. Now, the VWAP standard deviation bands version 2 mod is one of my favourite ones. This is free, and you can find all these by just going up to indicators here, then searching for it there. So that's the name of it there. This one you can't see on the larger time frames, but if, for example, you look at it on the 1 hour, you can see here what it does. It gives you these kind of upper bands in red, lower bands in green, and it's a bit tricky to get your head around, but the idea is, you know, if you're down here, then you should be thinking about longs. If you're up here, you should be thinking about shorts. And indeed, the short I took last night was at 25,938. So 25,938, and you can see that was up here in this red band here, and it was this wick here that allowed me to get into that short. So that was pretty good. This is definitely one of my favourite indicators. It does kind of reset at midnight every night, so you have to be careful of that because you can get unexpected results. And for example, if you were to go long here at like 3 o'clock in the morning, then you'd be great for a few hours, and then it would come right back down again because it kind of expands out as the day goes on. So be careful of that. Anyway, that's the VWAP. I don't think I've changed anything in it. I might have messed around with these colours a little bit. I've touched nothing there. Inputs, I've touched nothing. I might have done something here. I think it was to do with term bar colour on and off, maybe. And I might have made some of these slightly more opaque, just so I could see through it better. But other than that, I haven't really touched that one. But that is definitely one of my favourite indicators. I really like this one as well, Whole Sweet by In Silico. This gives this kind of green and red expanding sort of band, and this is a good way to see, where the trend is going. And oddly enough, I use this on the 5 minute quite a lot, which sounds a bit crazy. So you see here at the moment, there's been this like red trend coming down here, and to me, if we zoom in a bit, you can see that these red bands are starting to squeeze up a little bit. So I'm expecting that to go green fairly shortly. So I think I might consider coming out of that short soon, or maybe even moving my stop loss down a bit more, so I'll make even more profit if it does hit the stop loss. But yeah, Whole Sweet is cool. If you look at Whole Sweet on something like the weekly time frame, you can see here it does these big sweeping things. And this is slightly worrying at the moment, actually, because that was the peak there in November 21, and it's gone red since then and becoming all the way down here. And then it went green, and now it turned red a couple of weeks ago. So it's possible we could come back down here and go down to very low values. It's certainly a possibility, although it could be one just like this little one here. We don't know, do we? But anyway, that is something I do like. That's called Whole Sweet by In Silico, and I think I've definitely changed the opacity of something there. I think it was the band filler. I think it was these. I think I changed them to about 26%. Yeah, something like that. Because I wanted to kind of see the bars through them, if you know what I mean. Other than that, I don't think I changed anything. If I did, it was the 55 and the 1 there, but I don't think I did change them. Visibility I didn't touch. Okay, so that's Whole Sweet by In Silico. That's really cool. The other one I use is the VRVP, the Volume Range Visual Profile. You've probably seen this very often on a lot of other YouTube channels. What this does, if you turn it on, it shows you this sort of histogram on the side here of where the kind of activity, where all the trading really happened. Now, I've messed around with the colours on this quite a bit, and also the number of bars. So I'll just show you what I've done there. If you might want to do that, you might not, because I normally find it too bright and in your face, So visibility I haven't touched. Inputs I have touched. I changed the row size from 24 to 240. Just put a 0 on the end, just to show a bit more detail in the histogram. The style, what I've done is I've changed these opacities here to about 25%, because I just want it to be less in your face, like I said. The point of control, I just made it into a dotted thin line. And you can see that this is this red dotted line there, because normally it shows you it as a big thick red line, and I keep getting confused thinking that's some line of support that I've drawn. So I just make it into a dotty red line like that, and I think I make that slightly more opaque as well, just so it's not in your face too badly. So that's basically how I use TradingView. I use the Pro version, which is the first paid one. It's not the top of the range or anything like that. It costs me, I don't know off the top of my head, I think it was something like $115 for a year, but then if you renew it on Black Friday in November, what happens, you get to renew it at a really low rate, so it's like 50% off, and then your extra months get added onto that, so then you don't have to worry about renewing it for a long time. It really doesn't cost a lot, talking 10 or $15 a month, really nothing. And I find it pretty much impossible to trade without it. Oh, the other thing I do down here as well, I've got the MACD, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence. It's another free indicator. And it gives me an idea again about how trends might change. So, for example, here's a really good one, where it's been very positive, very green for quite a while. And then when these two moving averages cross over, the MACD goes negative into that red pink kind of area, and then that's when we saw quite a big drop there. So that's quite a good example. So looking at it now, let me just expand that out a bit. See, I'll be looking at that in the hourly time frame, and I'll be thinking, okay, well, that's quite red at the moment. I'm looking for it to go a bit more pink, and then green before we start coming back up again. So at the moment, I'm still quite confident being in that short. But as soon as I start seeing a few pink bars there, I might consider coming out of my short. If I wanted to get an idea of what it's going to do in the very near future, I'd generally sort of look at the 30 minutes and I'd be thinking, oh, okay, that's still pretty red. And then I'd probably even look at the 15 minutes. And there you can see, okay, I don't think it's going to go green for another hour or so. So I think I'll confidently stay in my short. If we look at this for like XRP, for example, you can see here that this is the dump it took this morning. But in this case, you can see that the MACD there is starting to go pink, and I can see that almost going green soon. We're looking at the hour, it's still very red, but you get an idea from the 15 minutes that this might be over with, this dump might be over with, and that's why I'm looking for that to go up, okay? And this is when the VRVP comes in handy, because what you can see here, you can see there's kind of points where, the contour of the VRVP has these kind of nodes. So, it's got like a node there, a node there, then a lack of liquidity there, then a sort of node there, one there. And the way it tends to work is, the price tends to get attracted to these kind of nodes. So, I jump up to something like 48 cents in the next few hours is quite feasible, but we'll have to wait and see. And that's pretty much it. That's about all I use indicator-wise. Now, for those of you looking at my Telegram group, you'll know that I also added another buy order in XRP here, which I always think is a good idea, just in case you get one of those crazy wicks. Right down here at 38 cents, 0.35. So 38. So I'm basically looking at, if it does another wick like that, I don't want it to liquidate me. What I want is it for it to do another long, and then over average, the entry price is going to be down here somewhere, which will be great. So that's my plan there. The idea with this trading is to not go in too heavy, not to use too much high leverage. And really, I think, if I've got 10% profit, I'm probably going to take it. So, for example, if this short this afternoon goes down to beyond 10%, then I will take the profit and then look for another trade. My temptation is always to hang on to trades for too long. I watch them go into profit, then I watch them go to less profit, and then I watch them go negative, and then it all goes wrong. So I'm going to try and turn over a new leaf and be more sensible about taking profit as often as I can. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. If you haven't got a ByBit account, you can go over to savewithcrypto.org/ByBit and you can get up to a 30,000 USDT bonus, depending on how much you deposit, of course. I'm not using a unified trading account. I know ByBit are trying to push people towards that at the moment. I'm not doing that. So it means when I look at my assets, I've got funding account, spot, derivatives, USDC derivatives, etc. If you've got a unified trading account, you've probably got other things like unified account and that kind of thing. At the moment, I have no interest in upgrading to a unified trading account because I think it's going to confuse me. So I'm just leaving it as a straight account. If you've got a unified account that you don't like, you can actually just set up a new account, hopefully with my ByBit link. Don't change it to unified trading, and then you can just get in contact with support or use the link down in the description below to sort of read how to do it, and you can transfer your KYC to the new account if you don't want to use unified trading. But for the sake of, if you want to look at what I'm doing and you want it to make sense in your head, it might be worth using an account that isn't unified trading. At the moment, I don't think it would be an advantage for me. That doesn't mean it's not an advantage for everybody. And I can see some circumstances where it could be very beneficial. But at the moment, I'm leaving my account as it is. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Now, I appreciate that the whole derivative kind of thing is probably a little bit advanced for many people who maybe just want to buy and sell as they go along. But that's what I'm doing. If you have any questions at all, please just ask in the comments and I will do my best to answer them in a video, which would be great. I'm always looking for ideas for videos. Or you can be in the Telegram group and you can ask me there in the Save With Crypto Club. So I hopefully see you there. Anyway, while you're looking for those links down below, do give the video a like, leave a nice comment, make sure you're subscribed, and above all, tell your friends.